Hey there, I'm Curly, and welcome to Unfiltered and Undiscovered, the podcast where three music lifers dig into the songs, the stories, and the legends of music that may not have crossed your radar yet. But if you're new here, let me set the scene. I'm the punter, the guy who swears that the best music, the best Australian independent music, was in 1986. I've got the record collection to prove it. Now, joining me each week, I've got Braggy. He's a lifelong muso, a dreamer that's still waiting for that one song of his to go viral. He knows his stuff and he loves digging into lyrics. And of course, we've got Rossi, the roadie, the manager, and the guy with the story about every band that's ever plugged into a pub PA system anywhere from Perth to Parramatta. Together, we get unfiltered with the best undiscovered artists across Australia and occasionally the world. And occasionally, we also talk a whole lot of rubbish around artists that we already love. Let's get into it.
Hey y'all, I'm Alison Asarch from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Sean Fraser from the Ritzy Kids Hunters.
This is Johnny from Rail Motor.
Hey, it's Shane from Blind Season.
Hey, it's Rob Stanier, and you can check out my music on all the streaming platforms.
Check out my latest music on all the streaming sites.
Check out my debut album on all streaming platforms.
Check out our new debut album.
Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. And you're listening to our friends, Braggy and Curly.
My favorite bands from Australia.
You're listening to our friends, Braggy, Rossi, and Curly
on the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast.
Hey there, everyone. It's Curly here, and welcome to episode 224 of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. We are three old blokes with one obsession, and that's music that matters. Unfiltered chats with undiscovered artists. Every week on the pod, we're talking guitars, grit, and the good stuff that you're not going to hear on mainstream radio. This is Unfiltered and Undiscovered. And wherever you're listening, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with someone that you know needs some new music in their life. Let's welcome in the two co-hosts, my two esteemed colleagues who actually make this podcast. We have got Braggy from Adelaide and we have got Rossi from Sydney. So how are you, boys?
Very well, Curly. You've never called us esteemed before.
I feel like we could hit him up for a pay rise, Braggy.
Yeah,
double our pay.
Yeah, double it. Yeah, that's a good way to think of it. Yes, esteemed colleagues, I'm raising the bar, so I don't want to get any more negative feedback that I take the piss out of Braggy too much. So, but anyway,
I can handle it.
Yeah, I know you can. Boys, let's go straight into it. Let's welcome in Saralyn to the podcast. She's a rising force in Australian country music, powerful vocals, heartfelt songwriting, and she's got a pretty cool stage presence. I'm really excited to hear her talk about some of the things she's got planned in 2026. Summer in Nashville sounds absolutely amazing. But welcome to the show, Saralyn. How are you?
Thanks, Curly. Thanks, Braggy. Thanks, Rossi. I think we established my name was going to be Shazzy for this podcast, for this chat.
Shazzy it is.
I think Curly's just being a polite because there's a lady in the house. You know what I mean? Like, he's esteemed is a beautiful way to represent you guys. I think he's just being super nice, super friendly. I can see that, Curly. But no, I'm really happy to be here.
Look, I think I can speak for everyone. I think I can speak for everyone, Shazzy, when I say that all three of us have very, very strong women in our lives. So we're very well trained.
We're very
That
polite.
is amazing. That is amazing. Shout out to those ladies.
I think statistics of how many female artists we've had on the show, because I think they'd probably dominate, maybe.
More than men.
Oh, that's epic. Yeah. Well, I'm feeling very welcomed.
I reckon
Shazzy, we like to start off with finding out how you first came to love music, when it first became a thing for you, and maybe also a little bit about the journey you've taken to get to where we are now. Like, were your parents musical, or did you just pick it up from the radio or something?
Yeah, Braggy, thanks for that question. Much like yourself, I know you've been in music for a long time as well. I think I'm very blessed to have had a colourful beginning and a very humble beginning into music because my dad was a musician and still is a musician. I'm one of 10 kids, so I was the third eldest. Yes, so music was my go-to thing. And many of the times it was the only thing I had to do. I had to keep myself busy. One of the things I used to love doing was sitting in the shed and playing the old tape player and listening to all my dad's old tapes. I'd listen to like Dolly and Garth Brooks and Alan Jackson, the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, um,
Cool.
Johnny Cash, Elvis. I would listen to all the greats and I would literally just rewind those tapes and play them again. And I think it was about the age of 5 that I knew I felt something. I didn't know back then what it was, but it definitely was an emotional connection to music. And then I used to just sing a lot on my own. Um, and my dad, he used to busk to keep food on the table and keep our family going because that's all he knew how to do as well was music. And he started at the age of 14. So he used to line us all up and pick a couple of us kids to go busking with him, and we'd go busk in Sydney. And I think eventually I became the favourite because I could actually tap the tambourine in time whilst he was playing. And everyone would always throw in an extra couple of bucks because I probably looked really cute on the tambourine. So he was really smart about music business, bringing the kids in. No, look, honestly, it's been a huge part of my life. Again, it's all I've ever known. It's what I've always come back to. It's always been my constant. And yeah, you could just say I've had a really big lead up into all the things that I'm doing now. I think everything that I have done from a very young age through school, through high school, through motherhood has led me through to write the songs that I'm writing now. The roots that I have had and the experience that I had growing up doing those musical things with my dad, getting thrown on stage at the age of 5, it's like sink or swim, girlfriend, you've either got this or you don't. And that sort of just stuck with me. And I think that's why now I love performing so much. It just feels like home for me. It feels completely normal. And yeah, now on my journey of songwriting, being an artist, really giving it a good crack over the last 5 years. I have a small family now. I have 2 kids who are also now on the road with me, doing shows with me. It's always a full circle moment when I see my kids on stage with me because I'm like, well, that was me when I was their age. No one ever pushed me to do it, but it was just something that I already knew that I loved. So now when I'm upstage singing my songs and my kids are there, I just think, oh man, this is awesome. It's a very full circle moment for me right now in life in many ways. But I hope I haven't rambled on too much, but there you go. There's
no, it's good. Keep rambling.
Yeah.
I got 2 things.
Yeah,
One, I'm glad you said
away.
tapes. I'm glad you said tapes. Tapes. Yeah, that's great. I first came across an old 78 that was in the shed at our place, and there was a bunch of old 78s, and I went down to some. And the other one is, look, you're getting them performing at 5. I think you should probably start them offloading. Because then you got crew, it saves you money. It's great.
I know, we should have been roadies. I mean, I basically was. But a lot of the time I probably whinged and I was waiting for my McDonald's, I was obviously waiting for that ice cream cone on the way home for my reward. But no, it always just became a part of the family, I think, because that's all we had was music, and it's like everyone had a job to do. Even now, it's not just my dream, it's my husband's dream as well. He's the man behind me. I call him Brody the roadie. I couldn't do this without Brody the roadie, without my husband. He's always wrangling, and he's my biggest supporter, and my girls, like it's our dream. Because I know I could see how hard it was for my dad, always trying to make a buck and always trying to also fulfill a dream. And so I've seen both sides of that and how that can weigh down on you as well. So I mean, 10 kids, one of 10 kids. We used to make family bands. We thought we were the Jackson 5 or like the Jackson 10. Like we used to wear glittery jackets and do the whole. We thought we were going to be famous, I've been there, done that with my brothers and sisters. So funny. I now sing with my beautiful sister. Like all my family, we have some sort of creative musical or something or other happening. But I still have a deep connection with like my siblings, and sometimes we catch up for family jams and stuff. And I'm really grateful that I had that, because I don't think it's something that every artist or musician
No.
has in that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very
Please
handy.
go, Rossi.
Very handy.
I'm waiting for you to crack there. What's going on?
It's very handy.
Well, you
to
could
have
have
that many
10 kids. You could have split into 2 bands and started a beef, and then you could have
I
marketed
know.
it.
I know. I mean, look, back then there was no social media. We were going nowhere. We were literally just going in our shed, basically.
Oh, wow.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's
there
good.
was
It's so at a young
many
age you get to learn to play with people. Like that's to
Yeah,
interact.
yeah. So many
Play
people,
with-
so many
Yeah.
people don't get that till they're 25. They
I
get used to
know,
playing
but
with other people.
it wasn't, I was singing on school stages at the age of 11 and 12, like I was the lead of many like plays that we did. I was the lead for singing the national anthem, or, Saralyn's
Yeah.
always lead. So same in high school, I always got asked to sing at the big thing, big assemblies, big thing. And I was always like, I wasn't always confident. Like I definitely felt nervous, but I knew that I had to do it because I loved it so much. And that little thing that we call self-belief and confidence, that's taken a long. I still get nervous now. I still have to battle with that self-confidence, but I always come back to the why and why I'm doing it and what it means to me. It doesn't matter if I'm singing down at the pub or if I'm singing at a festival stage. I always give 110%, as much as I possibly can, because I'm always feeling it more than anything. And that's the honest truth.
On your Spotify, it says you combine twang and soul and honesty. That's that last word's the word really interests me. Where do you think the honesty is when you play? Is it in your lyrics? Is it the music? Is it the connection you have with the audience? Because it is a massive thing.
I think it's a bit of everything. I don't even think really the world's heard much of what I have yet to, what's coming. Like there's so much more and so much growth in my songwriting over the last 3 years. But I think honesty is just showing up as yourself as much as you possibly can in the rawest light, because that is my job. My job is to be vulnerable. My job is to be cracked open, and my job is to share the experiences that I've had. And I feel like, coming from the background that I did, it wasn't always rainbows and butterflies, that's for sure. I grew up pretty poor, to be honest. One of 10 kids. My dad was a musician, my mum didn't work. So, I feel like I have a lot of life experience that potentially, not everyone may have had, but everyone has a story. So I guess I'm just trying to bring that to light in a lot of the songs and my performances. And I think it is about relating to others and knowing that you're not alone on your journey. If you're having a bad time right now, I want you to know that this is for you, like always bringing it back to the why of the song, like the message of the song. What is the message that I'm trying to share here? And I think the deeper I go into that, the more responsive my fans and my followers and my family and my friends are. And it's always the songs that you think no one's going to love, that they love the most, because they're the songs that you're so vulnerable and raw with. And I still have so much of that to give. Yeah.
I've picked one of those out from your catalogue on Spotify that I think
I'm excited to know what one that is.
is the most honest. It's a hard thing to do. It's hard to. I mean, that's the whole idea. You can write about yourself, but then you've got to connect that with with someone else. But I guess if you're really writing about yourself, like in some of your songs, I can see you have, then there's another 1,000 people that have experienced that same thing out there. You're not the only one. Rossi's back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's universal in many ways. I think it's how you tell the story too, like how you're bringing across whatever trauma or beautiful tragedy or whatever it is that you've experienced in life. It's about how you're articulating that. And I do feel as though if the lyrics are beautifully written, the melody is solid, that the instruments just work. It's an organic feel in the studio. I do feel that with my songs. I haven't I've been very blessed in that way in the studio that my songs have just organically unfolded, which I love so much. It makes the process really, really beautiful and
Yeah.
really special. But I've been writing solid for about the last 9 years of my career. So um, in saying that, that's not me tooting my own horn or anything like that. It's more just saying that I've had to dive deep into a few different things of writing. And I'm not always bringing forward the songs that might be healing or therapy for me personally.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
you can't
I think
always
it's
do that.
no, I think it's really important as a songwriter that you go there, that you go deep, that you experience these things. So, yeah, sometimes there's a song that I feel more like connected to, and I feel like people will connect. I am a very emotive writer. Um, so if I feel something in a certain way, one of my songs is "I Hope That You'll Remember," which I wrote for my kids. It's a beautiful memoir. When I was
Yeah.
writing that song, I was literally thinking, I'm not going to be here one day. I'm not going to be here one day. It's a bit morbid, but it's true. It's like, I'm not going to be here one day. They now have
Yeah.
a beautiful little memo diary entry of all the beautiful memories that really mean the most to me. And it's
Yeah.
simple. It's not overcomplicated because they are the moments that I've cherished in every single way. And now
Yeah.
they have that because
But that's
I hope that you remember where the wild things grow. Stop to smell the flowers like you did before. And I hope that you remember reading your birthday cards every year underneath the stars. And I hope that you remember the Sunday mornings, taking it nice and slow with nowhere to go. And I hope that you remember when I said I loved you, my dear, kissing your forehead, tucking you into bed. 'Cause without a doubt, these are the best days of my life. And I couldn't live without you by my side. And all of the stars in the sky, they couldn't shine as bright as you. Little darling, it's true.
But that's also a song that will connect with someone who maybe is not as lucky as the three of us, and has some sort of problem that they're not going to live for very long. So that's when I first heard that, I went, "Oh Jesus, is everything okay here?" Because it's a
Yeah, I
dark
think
song, but it's
yeah, it's got this feeling. Well, the moment for that song came about when I was reading my daughter's birthday cards to her, but it was the year before the birthday cards we kept in a box. And it
yeah,
was just a moment that stood still. We were going through all her beautiful birthday cards and all her friends saying, "Happy birthday, I love you, Hope." It was really, really beautiful. We were laying on her bed, the stars are out under her window. And in that moment, I literally said to myself, I hope that you'll remember reading your birthday cards every year under the stars. And that is when that song, I came downstairs, got my guitar, and I sobbed through every other verse that I wrote because I was thinking about,
that's
I'm not
cool.
going to get that moment back again. That moment was a once in
Wow.
a lifetime for me because
Yeah.
she was
And
fully present with me as well.
That honest
that
translation is what makes those songs so special.
Mhm.
100%,
Thank you.
100%.
I had her to
And
thank for that moment. I do, truly.
But it's not
Saralyn,
just the. Oh, sorry, Rossi.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
Oh, God, I was back a bit.
Curly,
Sorry.
not me.
Sorry,
All
Curly, you
right,
go.
so you mentioned before you talked about your songwriting journey. So is that only a recent thing, or have you always written songs since you were 5?
I remember the first song I wrote with my friends, and I was 8 years old. Um,
That's how it
yeah, and then
goes.
I started writing more deeply when I was about 16, because I think at that age, young women, young men, you're feeling things in so many different emotional lives.
Yeah.
I hit a spout of depression, which I didn't know that's what it was back then. And I found writing songs. I couldn't play an instrument back then, so I'd always been a singer. But I used to
Yeah.
just come up with lyrics and melodies, and I would always remember the melody and the lyrics like easy. And I just couldn't play an instrument yet. I've only been playing guitar for like the last 5 years. So really, I was just writing songs without any instruments. I was just coming up with melodies and lyrics, and I could already hear the instruments in my thoughts. But the first song I wrote when I was 8 years old is really cute, and it was called "Do What You Want to Do, 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 Do."
Yeah, that's great.
It was great. Look, it had a great little hook. I think it went, "Do what you want to do, 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 do," and then my friend was like, "Do." I still remember it because it was just, we thought we were the best. There's a hook. There's a hook there. The rest of
sell it to the girls. Sell it to your daughters. Sell it to them.
That would be about. There was even actions to it, like we were just like, we were the Spice Girls. We were the Spice Girls.
Oh yeah.
I think I really like. I always loved songwriting, poems, that kind of thing, expressing myself, writing. I always had journals growing up, but I think I really decided to songwrite seriously when I was about 9 years ago, when I had my first child, Hope, because I feel like motherhood allowed me this. I came into a whole other part of life, becoming a mother. So it allowed me this time and space that I'd never really had before, because she was my everything in that moment, in those moments. And so I would have a lot of time at home with her, and while she slept, I just felt inspired. I felt creative in that space, and things around me were inspiring me. And then I finally realized what this writing thing was. I said to my husband, he came home from work one afternoon, my crazy creative spouts of creativeness. And I said, "I think you need to sit down. I need to tell you something." And he goes, "Oh, what's going on?" And I literally said to him, "I'm going to write songs for Keith Urban. I'm like, I'm going to write songs for famous people, babe. I think I know what I want to do with my life." And he's thinking, what the heck? But anyway, I didn't realize at the time, I just wanted to write songs for myself. And literally, I wrote this song, and it was called Purpose, I think. It was about building one brick at a time and taking life one step at a time. And that was probably when I wrote my really serious first song. And then I understood what was actually happening. Then I understood that I had this other skill. It wasn't just the singing anymore. It was like, oh, there's something else here that's going on. And now I think I know what it is. And so I think after the last 8 years, it's been a journey of working on that craft, working on that songwriting.
Yeah. I mean, it's one way to connect with the words, but the music can also be honest as well, Rossi, if you know what I mean. Like in the production of things, sometimes if things are real simple and you feel like it's like when you play live, you can connect better to the person you're aiming at than on record.
Yeah, there's always a different energy in the room, I think, when you get to perform live. You are right. I think the best moments I've had is just myself and my guitar.
Yeah. That's when you connect, huh?
Yeah, and really allowing that moment in the song, the guitar, me. I can go at whatever pace I want. I can tell that story however I want, however I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
And it's always a beautiful moment. When you hear a pin drop in the room, you're like, okay, they're listening. I've got their attention. Yeah.
That's hard work.
That is hard work.
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen.
No, it does not. If there's a TV on behind you playing the football, you're
screwed. Give up. Your miles over break.
But also, you can't always do this. You can't always do the soul searching song. You got to do some things like your latest thing.
Absolutely.
Your latest one, Cowgirl Blues, which
I know. It wasn't a ripper.
I'm pretty sure Curly. I'm pretty sure Curly would have heard this. You would have heard a bit of Dwight Yoakam in there, Curly, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
The one thing that stood out, right? So at the moment, I'm, and I was talking to Big Stu about this the other day, probably a couple of weeks back. There's a lot of songs now that reference cowboy boots. Like cowboy boots have got this mind of their own. Tori Dark's got her song.
Oh yeah, my boots made me do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there's cowboy boots in this one. So I'm figuring that it's part of a contagious thing. But loved the video. I thought the video was massively a lot of fun. Yeah, and it must have been a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Yes. I don't know if you want me to go into Cowgirl Blues now but I can kick off. Cowgirl Blues is a different songwrite for me, to be honest. And I think that's why I loved it and wanted it to be the first song of my EP, because my EP is coming this year. My debut EP is coming this year. The only sort of really upbeat other song that I've had is Freedom Train. You've probably heard that one as well.
Yeah, it's good.
Which I wrote that 8 years ago. So you can hear the difference in a lot of, feeling and whatnot. Again, I'm not trying to chase a sound. I'm just trying to go into the studio with a song that feels right in that moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And for me, Cowgirl Blues just felt really, I didn't have to think too much. I was like, okay, this is fun. Obviously, yes, there is a big production, so you do have to think. You do. It's just in a different way, I think.
Yeah.
And when I wrote Cowgirl Blues, I really was playing a lot of simple chord progressions like Dolly, like Shania, like Lainey even, a lot of female country artists. I was very inspired at the time playing a lot of their songs. Sorry, we're going to get hijacked by my daughter. She's just walked in. Sorry.
That's okay.
Where's Daddy, darling? You want to? Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's
Watch
your
out
name?
for this girl. She's a cowgirl. She's a rockin' cowgirl, aren't you, darling? Sorry, honey. Just don't. Yes. Okay. Yes. Don't come out in your jocks, mate. Anyway, so you should have just seen him. He's like, what?
We'll do anything for eyeballs.
That'll be a first for the show. Normally we have
Brody the roadie and his jocks.
Brody the roadie comes on in the. Oh, that'd be funny.
His undies say Brody the roadie. I need to get him some undies that say that. No, I really thought I think this is a really fun twist on a little bit of heartbreak, right? Like it's fun. It's not, you see the title and you think, oh, this is probably going to be a sad song, but no, it's not actually. It is about, dancing off the blues. And the hook that came actually when I was writing this song, I was thinking about the story. I was like, yeah, I've been stood up before, so I can relate to that. Been to a rodeo, yep, done that, relate to that. And then it was the hook of the blues, the blues. That actually came from Leanne Rimes, her song Blue. You know her song Blue?
Yes, I do. Well, she does the same voice, yeah.
So I literally in that moment thought of that song and that word blue, and I was like, okay, how can I really articulate this word, because I think this is the hook here. And I just figured it out, like it just happened. So that was a really fun moment for me to come up with that. And then obviously the dance moves as well, coming back, those cool dance moves. Blues. Look, a very organic, fun song. The music video, I really wanted our 1975 blue combi van in the music video. That's my husband's dream car. I got to drive it. It was so bloody cool. I literally felt like I was in 1975. A lot of people will have like a ute, or like some sort of, I said, man, I want a combi. I'm like, I want to be that cowgirl. And again, these are things that are organic to me because this is a part of my life. Like we take the girls cruising in the combi on a Sunday, so it felt very organic to have that in the video. I literally called up all my girlfriends because I live in a very small town. We have a local pub. I called up the pub there. I work for the pub as well. I book their events and their music and run their socials. So I called them up and she's like, don't you worry. I said, I need like 10 hot cowgirls. And she's like, don't you worry, I've got you sorted. And she goes, does it matter if they're like, a bit older? I'm like, no, just all come. Yes, let's go. I was like, Don't worry about the
Absolutely.
hot part. Just bring cowgirls. No. And so she's like, I've got the wine, I've got the crackers, I've got the cheese, I've got the courtesy bus full. We'll meet you there. And so literally, no joke, I was there waiting in the combi van. And here comes the courtesy bus of all these great chicks coming down, all these cowgirls having a good time. And for 4 hours solid, we danced the night away, and they were very sore and complaining a lot. But I like, see, being an artist isn't what it's all cracked up to be. I'm like, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. But no. To be honest, it was great. We had a ball. My mate Jake Davey captured it perfectly, and there's just lots happening. And I just really wanted to create this fun vibe of like, just because you're going through something that might seem difficult when you're young or at any age, you always have your friends who you can count on. And I think that's what Cowgirl Blues is about more than anything. That's the message in the song. Is there's been many times in my life when I've had my girlfriends or my guy friends who call up and say, hey, I'm having a really crappy time right now. Can we hang out? Can we do something? And that's what that song is about. And it just so happens to have a great toe tap and beat. So I'm really happy about that.
It's a great song.
And it's tough having to do all these things yourself these days in the music industry. You have to organise your own video. I'm sure you've got to do your socials.
Everything. I'm doing something every day, whether it's small or big. It's every single day, without a doubt. You do have to have a break. Don't get me wrong. But there are times when I have to switch off for sure. But yes, I'm managing every aspect of my career. I'm doing my own distribution, creating my own, content, all the ideas, the visuals, writing the songs, playing the songs, gigging on weekends, taking any great opportunity that I can. So it's, I'm 36, so like I feel like I've had I did all that fun stuff growing up. This is fun for me. This is fun for me, the creating and, being myself and like networking and meeting people. And I think I have a pretty cool job.
I think I was looking at how your numbers are going on like Spotify and stuff. They're pretty strong, really. Like I know how hard it is to build those numbers up, right? And
very hard.
It's about 5,000 monthly plays, which is really impressive, really. Like that's good solid numbers. And like as I've discussed with that like the modern day music business is about numbers. It's Moneyball.
It's very difficult. Yes, you're right. It's very difficult to also not let that get to you in many ways, because if you think, I'm not getting the playlist, I'm not getting the streams, I'm not getting the numbers, no one likes my music or no one likes me. It's something I've really had to always have my friends again to call up and say, hey, and they'll remind me, Saralyn, you're doing great. You're doing a great job. You're doing the things that you're meant to be doing, because you have to slow down in this process, because it's sort of sometimes you feel like you're waiting for the next thing, and then you forget that you've got to actually enjoy the moment and be present and enjoy the wins in life. I think when you're always trying to achieve something, it's like, well, hang on a minute, let's enjoy the moment and enjoy the wins. Sorry, I'll let you talk, Rossi.
But it is a bit funny. You're right. It's a bit funny that when the wins come, it's like done next. It really is. And it's like that for everybody, right?
It moves so fast. Yeah, it moves so fast. And you can get really caught up now, because I feel like even at 36, I've come into my career later in life in terms of that. So I've kind of seen it from a few different aspects. So the social media thing for me is still something that I struggle with sometimes, because I'm like, well, I just want to relax and be me and do a show and go do my gig and not have to worry about where I'm going and telling everybody. Sometimes I do. I'm like, don't worry about it. The people will be there. They're the ones that matters. But when it comes to releasing music now, there's a lot of expectation on an independent artist to look a certain way on social media, not necessarily look wise, but in the way you're presenting yourself and the quality of what you're putting out there. I definitely noticed a level up in my career when I started putting out high quality content, but that doesn't come at a very affordable price for, many young independent artists. So I'm always at least 12 months in advance with my plans now. Like, I have to be very planned to make sure that financially I'm hitting these targets.
And what that does, it's very counterproductive creatively too. It hinders your creativity when you've got to do shit like that all the time, because that's the other side of the brain.
Yeah, I couldn't be where I'm at now if I wasn't 2 years ago planning for the future. And not everything can be planned and perfect and go as you want it to. It's not a control thing. It's just that it's about taking motivated action towards those goals, daily action. Okay, I've got this music video. I know that I need to do 10 gigs to support that music video. I need to be making that money, so that's always pushing me on the other side, and to help me show up for these gigs sometimes, because it's not always easy. And having that plan, whether it's 6 to 12 months ahead, then I know that the major things that are happening, like releasing a song, I'm going to get the best, most possible experience out of that time frame of that song, and get the best experience out of it. Yeah, basically. But yeah.
So Cowgirl Blues is off your forthcoming EP, yeah?
It is. It's the first track. Yep.
And so, like, the marketing drip, you just you put that out, and you have to keep going and going and going and going and going.
I know.
And then when you're tired, you put out the next one, and you have to go.
Oh yeah, I'm starting my music video for my next release on Saturday. I'm already into the next song, because Cowgirl Blues in my life has been hanging around for quite some time.
I know.
I've been playing Cowgirl Blues on the school pick up and drop off every day to my kids for like the last 3 months. So I'm ahead of the game in that way.
That's the thing, is by the time you're sick of it, and that's honest, by the time you put the record out, you're almost sick of it.
Yeah.
But day one in the modern regime, day one's the day you got to start hitting it harder, right?
Yeah, you do.
No one cares. No one cares before it's come out, because they can't hear it.
No.
And that's the modern way.
No.
So from the day they can hear it, that's when you got to market it. And that's you're just tired. You just get over the finish line and you go, hang on, this is the starting line. You bastard.
It's crazy.
And it is nice to have it out in the world on that day. You're like, wow, the world's actually hearing this. Is this actually okay? How are people responding? All those things. And it's such a bizarre. It's really bizarre. I love that you understand this process, because not everybody can understand the process. I think it's just like it's too much. And
you put a song out. So what? Go next.
Yeah. We make it look easy. We make it look easy, I think. But there is this other side of the work, the work that's going in. The work that went into Cowgirl Blues was a journey, still is a journey, because it hasn't hit big stages yet. And that's what I'm really excited for too. It's like, I feel like a great song has these stages of
journey of a
moment.
Song.
The journey of a song.
But when people hear the song and you're performing and they know the song, it's mind-blowing, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing. It's bloody epic. I tell you what,
Yeah.
I had my debut show in Tamworth, just gone, the Tamworth Country Music Festival. Everyone telling me it's very hard, obviously, to sell tickets during Tamworth. I am a nobody there right now, honestly. I'm nothing big, and I'm still an emerging artist. And, I nearly sold out the Press Basement Bar, which was Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, very much.
I sang Cowgirl Blues in my whole EP and I got the most beautiful response. But in saying that again, it's the journey and the constant push. And to have done that in Tamworth was again always a dream of mine, always something that I wanted to do. But I feel like it's the music that is getting people into those spaces, wanting to show up. I really enjoyed that song. I really enjoyed Cowgirl Blues. I'm going to go to that show. You know, I really connected with that song, White Butterfly. I'm going to go to her show. And at the end of the day, I know in a modern world that streaming is a big thing, but it's more about my authentic followers and the people who are going to buy tickets to my show. They're the people that I want to keep in my corner. They're the people that I want to give 110% to, because the people that are buying tickets to my show, it's a whole other level. It's a whole other level. Like, it was just, incredible to see that.
The amount of money you earn on one stream, it would take, like one ticket would get you how many thousands of streams and T-shirts and CDs and merch and all that sort of stuff. So. That's the revenue stream, and
getting people out and just and seeing people show up it's so different just to seeing numbers. Like, I think the thing that was most overwhelming in the most beautiful way for me was, okay, I saw these numbers of tickets, yet you walk into a room and you see how many people that actually is, and you think, wow, these people are actually here to see me sing and perform. This is really wild.
That is so cool. Saralyn, I've got to ask a couple of questions. You did have a good Tamworth. You got named the winner of the People's Choice Awards for Most Promising Future Star. And you mentioned before the age bracket that you're in. I'll at 36.
She's very young, Tony.
Yeah, very, very young, 36. So did that seem a bit surreal? Being named the most promising future star. And while we're there, let's talk about a little bit, because a lot of people would know you from The Voice as well. So did that whole process of being named the People's Choice TCM Country Music Bulletin Most Promising Future Star all just seem a little bit like, am I in this reality, or for yourself?
Yeah, look, I think with that, it's really interesting because with The Voice, I come onto The Voice a lot later in my life. So it just goes to show that I've really built a solid foundation of people who really genuinely want to follow my journey. I feel like The Voice gave me a small platform, absolutely, but nothing sustainable, if that makes sense. And I feel like the sustainability for me has been way before the show. Because singing through school, singing in pubs with my dad, singing hard, working my ass off, doing gigs at shows, spending any conversation with anyone, taking time for those people. They're the people that are showing up for me. And I think with the People's Choice Awards, when it is voted by the people, they saw an opportunity for me and they went, we really want to see Saralyn win this award. And they backed me 110%.
That's awesome.
It really was a beautiful time for me because, again, I had many firsts in Tamworth, and I'm not someone who has come into Tamworth knowing people. I didn't have a strong network of country music people that have backed me and all of that. So it was really beautiful. The people who run those People's Choice Awards were so welcoming, so kind. I got up and sang my song White Butterfly in the town hall. I was scratching my head. What should I sing? What should I sing? And I always come back to White Butterfly because I feel like that song for me was a real huge transitional moment within myself, my career, and within my songwriting. And I feel like I can take people to a place that maybe they've never been before. And so I sung that song on the stage, and that was a pin drop moment for me in the town hall. The aesthetics are absolutely beautiful. I've never sung in a space like that. And then I walked off, and the beautiful lady tapped me on the shoulder. She's like, now you're not going anywhere, are you? You might want to stick around. And I was like, oh, that might be a sign something's coming. I'm telling all the secrets now. And I went back to my seat, and then next minute they're calling my name up. I'm like, okay, I gotta walk back up. So I walked right up the hall. And I really was just so chuffed, so grateful. And I think she was so sweet. Honestly, they're all so sweet. That award in particular felt really like it didn't even compare. Like I can't compare The Voice and award like that because the People's Choice Award takes the cake every time.
Absolutely.
The Voice is a TV show about people who sing.
It's a reality TV show. You can't
about people who sing. That's right.
Yeah, you can show up as yourself as most authentically as possible as you can, but there were so many things in that edit that they didn't mention about me. So many things.
Oh man!
So many things that happened that I wasn't happy about. But at the end of the day,
did you have a backstory? What was your backstory they gave you?
I didn't have a sad story. That's the thing.
That makes it hard, doesn't it? Yeah.
I went in there too positive and too happy. That was
they don't like
problem.
That.
They're
really looking for that.
Out early. She is too happy for this show. I think I was generally just like, I just wanted to show up as my best possible self.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be proud of how I was feeling in those moments. And I'll tell you what, they did try to put a few curveballs in front of me, but I showed up as a true Aussie mate. And I was like, man, I will take one for the team. Like literally,
it's a bit of a pressure cooker, isn't it? It's a pressure
cooker.
I
couldn't have, and in that situation, I couldn't have been myself as what I was. And what you saw was 100% Saralyn on that screen. And that is what I'm really proud of. That is what I'm really proud of, is me showing up as myself in a really difficult situation when they're trying to put you under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I'd take Tamworth any day.
Absolutely.
Oh, me too. Different kind of pressure, but yes, I would. And hot. Pressure cooker. Really.
Yeah, hot. Yeah.
The proverbial
January
pressure
Tamworth.
cooker. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But there's nothing like
the same ring in July, would it? It just would
not.
No, have the same
it wouldn't be the same vibe. It wouldn't be the same vibe. They wouldn't be selling as many bottles of water either, or beer.
Yeah. Saralyn, what was the decision you made to actually try out for The Voice, or how does that process work for you? Because you've been involved in music all your life, and then one day you say, did you just say I'm going to go on The Voice, or were you like sounded out like we've heard happens as well?
I love this question because, younger Saralyn had definitely auditioned for all of those shows, potentially out of desperation, out of a place of like, I really want this. I want fame and I want fortune, because that's the picture that they paint. That is the picture they paint of the winner, Look at this life. They came for nothing. Now they're doing all this stuff and they've won all this money. So, I had definitely a long time off. I gave up years ago on these kinds of shows. But they actually reached out to me. They contacted me through Instagram. And I let the message sit there for about 3 weeks. And then they started calling me. They started calling me. Because I had applied in the previous years. So they had my information. So they tracked, they must have found me. I asked to sit a conversation with them. I wanted to talk to them first. So I did sit a Zoom call with the producers of the show and the music producer of the show. And to be honest, I could hear really badly that they wanted me on the show. I just wasn't giving them that I was desperate to be on the show. Basically, it was like, I don't need you, you guys need me kind of vibe. That's what I was trying to go with.
I don't care. I don't care if you want me or not. So what? Yeah. That's how it works.
Because I said to them, I've worked too damn hard. I said, I've worked too damn hard to go on this show for you guys to fuck it up, basically. Sorry, I hope I can say that.
Of course.
You can say that. You can say that.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to go on because obviously you hear stories, you see things. So I really did think deeply about this decision and how it would affect my family, for one, first and foremost. Time away from my family. I am the carer for my children, my full-time carer. How that would affect my husband and his work, how it would affect my career. You can't record music for 3 months, but honestly, when you're in that space, it's so much longer. That's why it took me nearly a year to release an original song now, and why I'm going full steam ahead. The contracts
are objectionable.
Yeah,
maybe,
it's
maybe
it's a
that's
lot.
the angle you have to take. Maybe the angle, not if you haven't got a backstory, maybe you just need to be like the angry one, And like,
Yeah.
fuck you, you know, just be that one. I'd watch that.
Oh yeah. I think
Come on,
I think
Sarah,
they were
you're
trying
angry.
the funny story is, right, I was a florist for 2 years. So I was a musician and a florist at the same time, right? So they wanted me, I haven't done floristry for like 2 years, but they wanted me to be a florist and then make it look like I was making it look like I was coming on The Voice to perceive a music dream. I'm like, no, I've done music my whole life, but not once in the edit did they say I was a country artist. Not once in the edit did they say I was a musician, that I've done it my whole life. Not once did they mention anything about my music career, which was really disappointing because that was one thing that I really,
families?
yeah,
10
that I was
siblings?
one of 10 kids. No, none of that. They just made me out as, as the mum, which is fine. And that I was just basically giving it a crack. And I'm like, can you not see that I'm a country artist? Clearly, I am wearing all my country get up. I'm singing, Ronan's song.
I'm a professional working music.
I'm singing Garth Brooks's song, y'all. Yeah, like none of that was mentioned. But look, honestly, they just want reaction. They want reality. They want reaction. And in the end, I think something like that can feel really uneasy for an original artist because you're being persuaded and asked to do things that you wouldn't really do, that feels unnatural, right? So then you start to feel this feeling of like, oh, what the fuck's really going on? So basically you're just walking out to these moments. Everything's planned out for you, but you're just walking into it. It's like, okay, we're gonna paint this picture. You walk into that. You don't know what's on the other side. You're just showing up. And I think my job was just to show up with the most awake I've ever been in my life. I was like, do not fall asleep in this moment, Sarah. Like, be awake because you never know what's around the corner. Yeah.
I get the feeling.
No.
I've got the feeling they've got a giant room and they've got all these slots, and they go, right, we need a blonde girl who can sing country. There's a mum. Boom. We've got this. Boom. That's what they're doing. They're building the backstories and they're building the narrative before they get you in the room.
Yeah, so that usually they're working off songs, right? Because songs is what's going to attract. You think about it, right? Any audition that you see, if someone's getting a lot of attention, there's usually a pop song or some song that's gone big attached to that. They know they're going to get the attention because people know those songs.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was really cool that they picked my song, by the way. I didn't pick my song.
Oh, true.
I thought it was actually really cool that I did get to sing a Garth Brooks song. I know Ronan did his version, which I said in my interview it's a Garth Brooks song, but they cut that out. I thought it was really awesome to bring that kind of traditional country to an Australian national stage. I loved doing that song, and I'm actually so glad that I got that song and that I didn't be made to sing a song that didn't align with me.
Katy Perry, or
I would have said no way. The other song that I really wanted to do was "You Were Meant for Me" by Jewel, because as a singer-songwriter, I love her music. When she was doing those kinds of singer-songwriter songs. Anyway, so that's the song. But look, not talking down, just talking about the experience. All in all, I walked away with my head held high. I felt as though my exit, everybody could see the exit was not in my favor, but that's okay. I think the exit that I had, again, I did it a performance, and I felt like I did that performance justice compared to my blind audition. My blind audition vocal wasn't my best vocal, and it was because I had a massive day, like a 15-hour day, and I was the last one on that stage, and they don't tell you anything. The anxiety in my body was sickening. By that stage, I hadn't eaten. It was so hard to focus. And so I'm proud for that I got through that moment. And you're just, all these things are happening. You don't know what's going to happen. So you're just reacting to whatever's going on in that moment. But my battle round, like a prayer, I was like, okay, this is different. But
Madonna.
Yeah, the thing that really stopped me was everything that the coaches were saying about me. You stay true to yourself. You stayed true to country, rah, rah. They actually turned that and made it about the other girl. So they took my name out of the equation in the edit.
She had a bad backstory.
and made it about her. She definitely had more more of the dream, if that makes sense. So that was something that I thought was dodgy. When I'm going into something, I'm like fully thinking, okay, this is legit. Everything's cool. Yep, all good. And then you watch it back and you're like, oh no, what's going on here? It's not what you had, the experience you had might not necessarily be what they air on TV.
But going in that environment, like the TV environment with the shit hot super band playing behind you, the cameras, the lights, the live audience.
Yeah, that was
experience.
epic.
You can take it's massive, isn't it?
It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Yeah.
Yes, and those kinds of nerves, like what you're actually, so you're all strapped up, your ears are in, you're ready to go, you're ready to take the floor. There's no room for error. I was like, I performed at my absolute best in those moments that I could have given the circumstances. Like, I was like, man, if I can perform under that kind of pressure, I'm like, I can do this. You know, I think
give me Tamworth. Yeah.
Give me Tamworth. I was like, if my bowels can handle this, my bowels can handle anything. I swear to God. The kind of nerves that are happening down there, guys, you don't want to know. It's wild.
My God.
But to be honest, like, everyone is really supportive, and I think they want you to have a good experience in the moment. But again, I'm so grateful for the people who showed up for me, the people who have been with me from day one. They're the ones that were fighting for me. They're the ones that were liking, sharing, supporting, messaging me. You know, they were the ones that I focused on, not the other background noise. Because when you I've never been exposed to that level of like publicity. When that's another thing I didn't experience before or didn't know anything about. It's completely out of your control. You do not. I have control over my personal Instagram, right? But when you're put out on a platform like that, that's a whole other level of scariness. And I said to my husband, I'm kind of comfortable in this space that I'm in right now. I'm like, because that felt like a different kind of intrusiveness, if that makes sense. It felt like a different kind of, okay, so people on social media can be really raw, obviously, and very judgmental and tell their opinion how it is. And it's out there for the whole world to see. And that's not something that we're used to as humans, is people not liking you and telling you in a comment, and you can read it. You know, oh, she sounded like, just say someone said she sounded like dog shit, right? Let's just say someone said that. You're reading that, but you're not realizing what that's actually doing to your subconscious, to your mind, you know, and you read 20 of those comments because not everybody's going to like you. Let's face it. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's out there for the whole world to see, you know.
You can block it in the conscious level, but your subconscious takes a hit.
Your subconscious takes a hit. So one tip, do not read the comment section. That is my tip. I read two comments, and I think my cousin from like 50 years ago was in the comments battling for me. You know, that was great. I don't even know this cousin, but go cuz, I love you. You know, my family from God knows where. But all in all, let's just say 80% was quite positive in that way. Awesome. There's always going to be a 20% that is going to have something to say. And these, you know, the comments are really silly, and it's just that it's going to happen in this day and age. And this is something else as artists that we have to deal with, that we have to learn how to deal with, and how to learn how to deal with on a daily basis, because you are putting yourself out there now on a platform that is so vulnerable.
It's like the Wild West.
Fully agree.
It's the Wild West.
Yeah, and fully agree. We're moving close to the 1 hour mark, guys. So I need to start winding it down. It's been unbelievable. Now, I need to ask you a question because I'm intrigued by this. I've seen all the social media advertising around summer in Nashville or Nashville in summer.
Yeah.
And you've got the Trailblazer Eleni Wilson tribute show with that. So walk us through that. How exciting is that for you?
It's so exciting. I actually saw her on Saturday night. I lost it. I cried. I was a mess. Man, she is an epic. Obviously, everything she does is amazing, but her performance was just world class. You know, I got a lot of inspiration. So it's something I've been thinking about for a little while because I really enjoy singing Lainey's songs. I think we have a similar tonalities. And, you know, we're very passionate and love country music. And I've been thinking about it for some time, But it just so happened that the opportunity literally landed in my emails. And basically what it was there's a Luke Combs tribute show. It's called Hurricane. They've been in Australia for about 5 years. They saw me play and they heard me sing a Laney song. And they reached out to me with this idea of joining forces, basically saying, we have the professional band. We're looking for a Laney. Would you like to do the Laney part, basically? And I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay. Because one of the hardest things I think for any kind of show, doesn't even have to be a tribute show, an original show, is finding musicians who is quality musicians, but musicians who are willing to do the work as well. I think that can be really difficult for artists to find. Yeah, just great musicians and people who end up being your mates anyway. And I must say, over the last few years, I've been lucky to have that now, which is just amazing. And yeah, these guys have it all sorted. So basically, I just had to show up. I just had to rock up. Like, well, who's this diva? You know. No, so we pitched it to a few different places, and Summer in Nashville came back and said, "Oh, we got to have her on for sure." Put together some videos of me performing. There's a couple of Laney songs that I've done. And basically, it's in my own right. I am still Saralyn. I'm not trying to be Laney, if that makes sense. But it's more that I'm just enjoying bringing her songs to an audience because we know how much. It's a tribute to her, 100%. And when I saw her, that's how it felt in those moments when I saw her performing. And it's just the songs. The songs are brilliant. Like, she's a brilliant songwriter. So yeah, let's say I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I've been in rehearsals now for about 3 months, basically just learning my set, learning the lyrics, learning some of the moves. I fully roped my husband in the other day into helping me make some of the costume, which is really fun. But yeah, Trailblazer. Brody's a great man. He's a builder, too. He carries a lot on his shoulders, that guy. But yes, no. So I'm very excited for Trailblazer. I'll be doing Summer in Nashville, which is a huge, huge platform for this show, but also a huge platform for me as an artist and for me just, as a performer, to be able to go onto these stages and to have these awesome, country music fans already there, ready to go. So I'm excited to meet new people. I'm excited to see people come out and have a good time. I think at these kinds of events, that's what my job is to see people have a good time and, shake those worries away, forget about life for that 45 minutes with me. Let's go. Let's have a good time. And that's what I did on Saturday night. That's what Laney helped me through. And I'm like, gosh, if I can do that, then, hopefully these people walk away knowing they've had a good time with their money well spent, But yeah, bring it on is what I say. Who knows what's going to happen with this show and what's going to happen, It's getting me out of my comfort zone too, which I really love. I'm not always one to stay in this, I've got to be out here at all times. Otherwise, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to grow. Opportunities won't come. So it's taking a risk, but hopefully it's a risk that I don't regret.
It sounds so exciting, Saralyn. And
thank you.
It has been awesome having you on the show. You are here in Queensland in the 7th of March. You're playing at Ronan Street Parkland. That's all part of Summer in Nashville.
It is all part of Summer in Nashville, yeah.
It's going to all the capitals, isn't it, that show?
Yes, it's going to Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. Not on the other side. All the capitals.
All the capitals.
Yeah.
All the capitals. Yeah, right.
All the East Coast cool place, right?
Not the capital of music in Australia, not Adelaide.
Well, the cool thing about this festival is it is a covers festival, but it's not it's like professional musicians. Like, it's giving an artist like me, not just a great payday, but also I'm doing this as well so it can help support my Saralyn career. It's keeping me employed, which is really friggin' important.
Excellent. Absolutely.
Which is really important, really, really important. So thank you, Summer in Nashville.
Saralyn,
sorry if you guys didn't get enough words in. I'm so sorry. I feel like I blabbed on so much.
No, we like guests like that.
Yeah, we will have to get you back on, especially as your EP starts to evolve out there in the
I would love
streaming
that.
world. It would be
Thank
awesome
you.
to get you back on. Obviously, we're going to direct all our listeners and followers to shazzy.com. Is that the main place to go?
It sure will be. I love it. SaralynMusic.com, legend.
Good.
All right.
I love it.
No worries. And we'll make sure all your links are in our show notes and your music will
you.
be added to our playlist on Spotify, Unfiltered and Undiscovered, every damn song, and also our Fresh Country Artists playlist as well, because
thank you.
as has been mentioned, we have had a numerous amounts, and I just get so excited about especially in the country genre or the country community. So, it's very strong, and you certainly fit within that category in the community at the moment. So, loved having you on the show. Next week, for all our listeners, next week. Now, I had to double check this one because you spoke about Jake Davey, and next week we've got Jack Davey on the show. So I had to just do a double check, make sure that they are two separate people, but we've got Jack Davey on the show. And after that, we've got Sam Riddle from Nashville joining us. And then something really weird on the 11th of March, boys. We've actually got a Melbourne band called the New Birds joining us. So
awesome.
Oh, cool.
Melbourne. Where's that? Where's that?
Yeah, I'm still trying to. Aren't they
That's
the
salary
station
cap between
peeps?
Sydney and Adelaide?
All right. So we've got a pretty packed month ahead of us with some amazing artists, and as always, we love speaking with fresh artists. And if you do want to come on the show, showcase your music. One showcase I do want to talk about is that the boys from Wolf Whistle Wounds have released their video for Imposter Syndrome. Braggy, you need to look at this because these guys would just be
it's insane.
So to the Wolf Whistle Wounds, well done. That's a great video. But if you've loved what you heard, hit follow, share the show, dig deeper into our Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and Amazon Music. All our playlists are available on those 4 platforms. More artists, more stories, more reasons to listen. This has been Unfiltered and Undiscovered. Once again, Saralyn, it's been awesome speaking with you tonight.
Thanks, guys. I'm your biggest fan. Thank you so much. That was epic. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I packed my bags last night. I packed my bags last night. I didn't say goodbye to you. I packed my bags last night. I got a one-way ticket. I got a one-way ticket. If only you knew I got a one-way ticket. Don't let me fall off the tracks. Scared I can't go back, 'cause once she's on the bed, I'm a runaway no matter what you say. I'm on the freedom train. If
That's
you're
a wrap
talking
for this episode of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. If you've liked what you've heard, please do us a favor. Hit follow, leave a rating, and share it with a mate who needs some new music and a little bit of laughter in their lives. We're all about discovering the songs that actually mean something. So if you're into raw talent, great stories, and music that hits you right in the guts, you're in the right place, and we'd love to see you back again next week. Don't forget our Spotify playlists. Every damn song, every track we've ever talked about, rising female country artists and undiscovered covers. And just now, They're not just available on Spotify. You'll also find them on YouTube Music and Apple Music as well. Now, we will be back next week with more music, more stories, and probably some more arguments, but that's what keeps us unfiltered. We'll see you next week.